All right, this is episode 5. First time we have 4 people on, so be a little interesting. But we got Isaac, Cayman, little Kyle on here, some of the basement boys. I'm sure I'll get the rest of the guys on. Isaac, introduce yourself first so people know your voice.
What's up, y'all? It's Isaac.
Kyle,
What's up, guys? My name's Kyle.
Cayman.
What's up? It's Cayman or Charmin.
Yeah, a little Charmin over there. But yeah, this is going to be kind of random. We're just going to talk a little bit about fighting. Try not to go too in depth. Cover a range topics on this one. Let me think. Isaac's fought 3 times now.
Yeah, 3 times.
And you got a belt.
Yep.
Talk about that a little bit. What's it like getting into fight? Like, what made you want to fight?
I don't know. I guess my dad fought when he was younger, so I guess it's kind of in the blood, but just kind of started messing around on the back porch. I've always kind of boxed in the backyard with my friends growing up, so they're always like, man, you should really actually do it. You should try it. And I always like, nah. But just started boxing when I was 15, moving up, started getting different coaches and stuff, started getting into kickboxing, did a little bit of everything really, and just started getting into the MMA world and started actually fighting. Took my first fight in last January, so that's 2024. And that went pretty good. It was a learning experience for everybody. That was our first camp.
Yep.
All we had to learn how to put everything together.
Had Tweaker Isaac running around checking his weight every 34 minutes.
Yeah, very stressful. I mean, this dude Isaac was calling me at least, I'd say about 5-6 times a day, and he was pretty much living at my house. I mean, every camp that he's had, he's pretty much lived at my house. I mean, the guest bedroom has pretty much become his at this point.
Yeah. Well, it's different because it was my first time fighting, and I also never wrestled in high school or did anything to like manage my weight. So I was starting at like 180 pounds. It was my first time ever doing it, and I had to reach 158 pounds. So I was like, oh my gosh. And I didn't know your weight would plateau halfway through. I didn't know you'd get stuck. I didn't know you'd have to change your foods, this and that. It was a curveball. So let me tell you, I was calling JT and old Kyle every single day. Yeah. Every day.
I remember the day you called me and you went, hey, I hope I'm not bothering you, but can I come over and check my weight? And I was like, yeah, where are you coming from? And you said you were at Kyle's and just checked in on 2 scales here. And I was like, you don't fight for another 2 weeks. Why are you this bad already?
I was literally just about to say how the day of the fight, we had like 4 scales lined up in the house, like checking all of them. We knew like the difference between all 4 of them. And we just like picked one of them that was like right in the middle. We're like, yeah, we're going to go off that one. We, of course, every time we get to the weigh-ins, we get there, and everyone is like a pound and a half under what we thought they were going to be at.
Way under. Yeah. Every time.
Very fighter generous scales.
But hey, I think I was like 8 pounds off, or like 6 pounds off 2 weeks out, so I had a little bit of a reason to stress.
That's fair.
And I never water cut it or anything, so I was also like, how am I going to perform after cutting this weight, stuff like that. But hey, to all those people that haven't fought, done anything like that, it's all a bunch of games of what ifs. You just got to say, hey, it is what it is, and take it and roll with it. Yeah. Trust me. You'll psych yourself out.
Yeah. All right. Now, Kyle, what about you? You fought before. How'd you get into that? What's your, I guess your kind of introduction?
So, my introduction, I did wrestling all through my younger life. Grew up doing wrestling. Wrestled a little through high school. Had some injuries come through football and wrestling. Just loved the sport. Loved the combat sport of MMA. Kind of started becoming friends with Isaac whenever I was about 16. And started training with them. We started training in a church basement. That's
before I was around.
That was before a lot of people were around. Like, Cayman wasn't training with us. Anthony wasn't barely training with us. And then we kind of migrated to Lagodi, and I had shoulder surgery whenever I was 17 and a half, took a little time off, and then I came back full time, and we just absolutely just took off with it. And I loved the sport, and we took that first fight in January, and we fought in March. And that one was like Isaac said, that one was a big learning experience for everybody. The second fight was definitely another big learning experience all around, because, I mean, we have to experience everything in our amateur careers, and I feel like if I would have went undefeated in my amateur career, I would not have fully experienced everything before I went pro, because whenever I go pro, I want to be as ready as I can possibly be because I feel like I'm just going to go out there and just start steamrolling the competition because I want to go somewhere. I'm hungrier than a lot of the people that train, and I can just see that through our fight camps compared to other people's.
Oh, dude.
In the amateur level, it's absolutely unparried. Like I can't wait to show the next fight how angry and hungry I am and just how pissed off I am about everything that's happened and how unfortunate it is, but I have accepted it in my mind because that's just how I have to be, and it's how the fight game is, and it's my amateur career. It's not the craziest thing in the world. I can go, I'm gonna go like 5-1, 6-1, and people are gonna be, and that dude's gonna get it sooner or later. Everyone that watches it, that dude's gonna get it sooner or later.
The mongoose.
He's gonna get it sooner or later. Fuck, if he watches this, he can know that he's gonna get it sooner or later. Because that shit was fucking dirty.
Doesn't he fight next month?
Freak of nature's
He
fan.
fights next month, and I hope he fucking wins just so I have... It'd be a better reason
Well, that's
just
okay.
to fuck him up.
Some beef is okay.
Yeah.
You just shouldn't be like doxing this dude's like address or anything. But yeah, it's fine. People know his name. I mean, people would be able to look you up and figure out who he is. So
Yeah.
this is all good.
Yeah, we
I
need
mean-
to, not to break up the introduction, but at some point we should talk about our next fight camp.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
we gotta
yes.
remember to
Like
get
I
to
said-
that point. I want to get to that one.
Okay.
We're definitely going to get to that point.
Yeah, I mean, we're
We
only
learned-
4 minutes
See,
in.
that's the thing that I want to add is compared to the first fight camp to like Isaac and mine, so it'll be my second fight camp and his third fight camp. It was so much leaps and fucking bounds different.
Leaps and bounds.
And
Yeah.
how we were able to prepare ourselves mentally and physically. Like, I looked like a fucking unit. Isaac looked like a fucking unit. And everyone looked like a fucking unit, like in unison, especially at April 5th. I should have just taken a fight on that card just to say fuck it.
Yes,
It-
you
it-
should
it-
have.
It would have just been the fucking trifecta, pretty much. But it was an absolutely fucking great night, going
Everyone.
5-1.
Yeah.
We can go on to that conversation over there.
Well,
champ.
let's have Cayman,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
little Charmin over there.
Yeah, let's
You're the
Charmin.
youngest,
What's up, Charmin?
but
I don't want to go off.
give
topic.
us-
Two scoop.
give us a little bit about yourself. Talk about whatever you
I'd
want.
say,
Young blood.
I never played like any sports my whole life. Like I was always like the tallest kid in my school. Like my whole school, I was like the tallest.
Yeah, dude.
But I was so
Always.
Dude.
unfucking athletic. Like I didn't play any sports.
When you were 10, I thought you were like 14.
Yeah.
I remember talking to your brother at the gym, and I was like, Cayman's getting ready to go into high school, isn't he? And he was like, no, he's a 6th grader. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, Cayman's almost as tall as me.
Yeah, sooner or later, whenever we get video on the podcast, maybe we can like show our phones or something. Then we can like show them old videos. And
Oh,
stuff.
dude, it'll be so good.
Yeah, have a
Yeah,
little.
it'd be crazy.
Charmin at 12 is bigger than like
We
the
won't be
average
able to
adult
allow
man.
Anthony on here at the same time with you if that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, but back to the training roots. I thankfully got introduced to jiu-jitsu by my older brother Anthony. He forced me to go to a jiu-jitsu gym here in about like 40 minutes away from my hometown, and it was like gi jiu-jitsu. It was my first time doing anything like sports related, team related, and it's pretty sick. Like it really like it sparked something in me.
Yeah.
And I would say from then, like I started. Isaac was injured at the time. He had like something. What was it, Bub? Like
My shoulder.
that was
that
your
it?
leg. It was like when
Your
you were in
foot?
the cast.
Oh yeah, I had surgery on my foot.
Yeah. So he was out of training, so we weren't doing any striking. So I just got introduced to grappling, thankfully.
Yeah, I can tell your grappling is good. Striking's pretty cheeks.
I disagree. Like
Wow.
I say my grappling.
Hey, I say he works.
I say my
everybody in the
grappling is more
He
advanced.
works hard. It's not a question of working. It's
I think my grappling's more advanced. Like I feel very, very comfortable on any jiu-jitsu type mat. Like I feel like I just feel at peace.
Yeah.
And but like
Definitely
striking,
a lot more technical.
We'll talk about your tournament. You just did a tournament, what, 2 months ago, a month ago?
Yeah,
Yeah, with
yeah,
some grown men.
Yeah, you're
Grown
16
men.
out there with like 30-year-old dudes who.
yeah. I mean,
I swear he was the only 16-year-old. Definitely the only 16-year-old. And what was the weight class?
Yeah, I was gonna say
205 and up.
yeah.
190. But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, these dudes were on some testosterone, some D-ball.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
bro, I'm telling you.
I mean, I love
And
you.
Cayman just walks out there on the mat. Hasn't trained in a few weeks. Hasn't been.
yeah, I
conditioned
came
or
off the
anything.
couch. I came off the couch
Literally
on that
came off the
tournament
couch.
too, and I still dogged. Like
It's so good.
that tournament taught me really not to care about the record because I performed in each match like pretty well, and I noticed like something I did really good that tournament. Like each match I got better, and like I was doing really good listening to Buddy, like our coach and whatnot.
Oh, yeah, he was all ears. All ears.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm gonna really get deep into grappling this summer and like this upcoming year.
Yeah.
I want to. I know I have a while, but I truly want to chase my blue belt. Like I want to get big in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, because you're the youngest too of everybody. Like,
Yeah.
how many people? There's us four: Anthony, Dylan, Eldon, Logan.
I think there's like technically like 9 or 10 of us. We kind of slowly start expanding, but it's a very private kind of group that we have. Everybody has like proven themselves to get in, and everybody like, except for the originals, everyone that has been added in like has been great. Like Logan especially learned so quickly.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to get on here.
I'm gonna
Cold.
brag about him for a second because
Yeah, shout out Logan.
A 3-month fight camp,
yeah.
and that's
The
it.
Satters boy.
He literally had a 3-month fight camp, guys. 3 months in the room with us and went out there in 30-25. Somebody went to decision, fought 3 rounds, everything.
If you don't know what a
There's nothing that you
30-25
can't be a
is,
bigger dog than that.
that's like almost finishing a guy 3 rounds in a row.
Yeah.
A 30-25
You
is
can't get
nuts.
lower on the scorecards. Like you can go out and mop somebody and get 30-27, 30-27 or whatever, and you're not going to get a 30-25. It's just rare.
But yeah, to continue
Crazy.
on with it, everyone that has been added in, especially Eldon, just brag about him for a second. Eldon,
Our financer.
he,
You
yeah,
guys
our
are
fi-
scaring me. Don't say that.
his first tournament, he had probably been doing jiu-jitsu for probably 2-3 months. In his first tournament, he went out there and just absolutely dominated and
Yeah.
brought home a belt for the gym in the
Yep.
in the jiu-jitsu
And we just,
The gi bracket.
in the gi
Anthony
bracket.
just met him, right? Yeah, he's just like a stranger. Like, we
Well,
don't.
no, Anthony met him at GNC. So I can't tell you, like, there's a couple people in our jiu-jitsu class, great
Like
people
literally a
that,
third of our room.
like great people that Anthony has just met through GNC whenever he worked there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Eldon was just some like guy that Anthony knew from GNC and was like, "Hey, we do jujitsu in my friend's basement. You should show up." And I'm like, all I can picture in my head is being like, "Yeah, sure, man, I'll show up," and then just never going to that GNC again, blocking the phone number and being like, "Well, shit, now I got to
mean,
go
why
to the other
wouldn't
side of
you?
town."
Why wouldn't you?
And then yeah, like I mean, obviously, like for us, it's like yeah, we know what's here and all that, but as a stranger, some guy's like, "Come train jujitsu with me and my friends in the basement." You're like, "Yeah, I'm going to show up, and one of these dudes is going to put me out, and that's it." But
I mean, how would you think as our coach whenever Anthony originally messaged our coach Buddy and was like, "Hey, there's 5 of us guys just want to learn jiu-jitsu," and he
Yeah,
didn't
but-
know any of us. Like,
yeah, but Buddy at least kind of had probably an idea. You know what I mean? Like as a coach, as a black belt.
well, he had never coached to help people. He had never actually taken people on himself and like done like classes and stuff like that. He was very hesitant at first. Like there was a lot of planning and learning and navigating through things as we started and stuff like that, especially as time went on and some people had things going on and stuff like that. And it just slowly but steadily turned into an absolutely amazing thing. Like our classes are just absolutely great. He brings in top level people with the buddies that he brings in.
I love how he makes classes. Like as of lately, like we'll just go off the flow. Like if today we decide, like yeah, we'll roll 15 minutes before class, and then we'll cover something, and then we'll imply that move with the roll. Like I feel like days like that, that's where I truly learn.
Yeah.
And like the way he's been making class, I don't know, it's been like great.
Well, the thing
Honestly.
about Buddy too is like he literally goes over every single aspect of the move. It's not
Yeah.
just, oh, here's a guillotine, and he shows you wrapping your arm around, or even just the right wrist placement. Like, dude, he goes into every detail. Chest pressure. Are you pressuring enough in this area? That way, your hand needs to be placed here. You have to have this angle. Like, he covers
Right.
it all. Like, he makes sure it's to the T.
Yeah, yeah. He won't let you get by unless you do it to the T too.
No, yeah, and we also we didn't work anything but off of our backs for a year and 3 months. We
Yeah.
literally worked mount, side control, and guard. Like just worked escaping whole time.
Yeah,
back to back to back.
I was
to back.
just about to mention how we didn't work a single submission for over a year,
over a year.
and
He ain't the coach to just promote too. Like he wants to make sure we are actually where we are.
But that's the thing, though. Like when we went to our first tournaments and stuff like that, we saw the difference between us and other people's techniques and how much better it was in a sense. And as we get better, we're going to be so much more technical and just better than everyone.
Well, and it's
there.
crazy too. You guys only train jiu-jitsu twice a week.
Yeah,
You train no gi one day, and you guys train gi another day.
Yeah.
Some of these people you go to like these competitions and go against are training 6 days a week,
That's the thing about MMA.
Sure.
and it's like you guys are still.
Saturdays. I would guess we do. Grapple,
Yeah,
but-
it's hard though to mitigate our schedules because I mean, especially with some of us doing kickboxing and some of us doing MMA. I mean, I love it because it just like changes up like the sparring, but like it's hard in the training aspect because we have to try to like divide out our week whenever it comes to striking, rolling, and it.
Yeah.
Isaac is our planner whenever it comes to like classes and stuff like that, and it's hard for him to be able to plan out classes and stuff like that whenever everyone has to be focusing on a different thing at
Yeah, because
a different
there's
time.
what 4 of us kickboxing here and 1 doing MMA, so it was a little different. But that was our first camp having the whole team be split like that. So now us all being back in the groove doing MMA classes should be back on a different schedule.
I mean, not all of
but
us doing MMA because Logan and
pretty base. So
Yeah.
we'll be pretty good.
It'll
or
be
like now you at least have another partner.
Yeah.
You know? So at least 2 of us will be doing it
Yeah.
because I'd like to.
I had to travel to
transition.
Illinois because not only because these guys were our other teammates in Illinois were also doing MMA, but Isaac and them obviously their work picked up at the worst possible moment for me because they had to pick up on their work schedules and stuff like that and work is during the week, so I had to
Jobs are overrated.
jobs.
Just
are
be a
overrated.
podcaster.
I got something really like I just thought of.
Yeah.
But Isaac, do you remember when you would make me boxing like the front yard and you
Yeah.
make me run?
Yeah. I was probably like literally
think when I
12.
was, like,
Cayman
That's
was probably
so-
like 7.
I think when I like acted up too. I think it was like times when I acted up.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
that's-
dude. I used to make him put on the mitts and hit the pads and all.
Yeah, and you two were the 2
So I
youngest.
guess I've really done it my whole
It helped
life,
me
honestly.
honestly. Like I remember I couldn't flinch. Like I wasn't able. Like
Yeah.
that was part of the lesson. And like now I don't know. I don't think I've flinched since the age of 7. So it's
Poor
just-
little brother treatment. See, like, I have an older sister, so it's like I never had that. I always had, like, my sister would yell at me, but it was never like physical, except for like once or twice.
Deservingly so, though, dude. I've heard some of the stories that you told me about your sister. Dude. Oh my! Like we don't even
Yeah.
want to get into some of them.
I mean, I can share some of them, but I mean, it's whatever. Like,
Like the meat.
There's some golden ones.
oh, okay. So I'll share the one. My sister was a vegetarian whenever
Yes,
I was
perfect.
like, I don't know. Kaylee and I are 4 years apart. I was probably 8, but kind of like Cayman, I was really big when I was younger. I stopped growing at like 13, but I was like 5'4" and like 180 pounds at like 11, and my sister was vegetarian.
At 13.
Dude, I've been 6 foot tall since like 8th grade. It's nuts. But my sister was vegetarian, to get to that story, and she'd been vegetarian, vegan, whichever, for like 2 years at this point. And her and I got into it one day, and she was saying something to me, and I just kind of got really calm and walked into the kitchen and got like ham and stuff out, like I was making a sandwich. And we had this old like oak living room table. And, you know, I just kind of like calmly walked in there, and she turned around and looked at me, and I grabbed her by like the shoulders and pinned her down on the living room table and shoved meat in her mouth and like made her chew it and swallow it. And my mom, my mom came from like the other room because she heard what was going on and was like, what the, you know, just flipping out as a mom. And my sister went and made herself like throw up in the kitchen sink. And I just remember being like, well, she deserved it. She was being mean to me. Da, da, da. And my mom was just like,
That's why.
go to your room. And I don't remember what I got, like how much trouble I got in for it. But the one thing I do remember is my sister wasn't a vegetarian anymore after like 1 week after that happened. So in a sense, I kind of helped her, right? Like, yeah.
That's great.
But yeah, it's like, it's always so funny to think of that because, like, I don't know, since like 13 or 14, my sister and I have been cool. but it was like hell every day until then. And it was just so funny to look back.
If that was not a reason to fight right there, I don't know what is. Like, if she did not get up and just fucking throw hands with you and just try to beat the shit out of you, I don't know what.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
she
At that
doing.
point, I was the same size as my sister, so it was like she couldn't bully me like that anymore. But like, she never really. My sister was never like
Like,
a
she didn't even
physical
try to
bully.
retaliate.
No,
like,
she
after
just
got
like
up?
sat there and accepted it.
That's wild.
Yeah, no, it's like, dude, I have so many more. Like, my sister. Okay, I was
How
like,
did Dad react?
I was like 3.
I can't.
I was like
I
3 or
don't know
4.
what to fucking say to that.
I was like 3 or 4, and I remember going back home. We used to live in Greene County, tiny little gravel road. A bad storm came through and knocked a tree over the road, and we were in the back of my dad's excursion. And I stuck my head out of the window to see what was going on, and my sister rolled my head up into the window and literally choked me until I passed out in the window. And I was like 4.
Bro, what?
Yeah, like my sister. That was like the only.
No wonder
Yeah,
why you and your sister are so close, bro.
that's what I'm saying. We've been cool since I was like 14. I could literally do like 3 to 6 episodes on my own just talking about her and I and all the
You need to
shit.
bring her on.
Yes,
you need to
dude.
bring her on the podcast.
Oh, dude. Oh, my sister's great. My sister's a lawyer now, though. She'd probably debate me and win.
Oh,
That's the
yeah.
thing. Back in the day, I could be like, "You
See the
stupid,
mic.
shut
Gotta
up."
be careful in here, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah, she actually did not make him pass out.
yeah. I'll get a letter in the mail next week.
He just fell asleep. That was it.
Defamation of character.
Yeah, whatever, dude. It's. I mean, I'm not mad about it. I probably deserved it, but it's just fun. Like, there's so many stories, man.
What did your
curious.
dad say whenever you just fucking flumped over?
I don't remember. To be
know
honest,
why.
I was pretty black. Yeah, like I was blacked out. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I was little. I was little too, so it's like it's hard telling.
Yeah, imagine coming out to your kids and that happened.
No,
What
Dad.
age?
I would be like, what in the world, guys?
Well,
What
'cause my-
age was this? JT?
I was like
Started
4 or
at
5.
4 or
It was like
5.
right before we moved.
That's crazy.
How old
Right-
was your sister?
8, 9.
Oh, so she knew what the fuck she was.
Yeah, it wasn't like it wasn't. My sister and I are 4 years apart, so it wasn't like I was like 3 and she was 4, and it was like an accident. It was like she had intent.
Wow.
Oh man, but yeah,
She must have just like sensed what you were gonna do to her in the future.
maybe, yeah, maybe. I like to think we're equal now.
She had
Like,
she planned it out.
oh man, but no, it's part of it. Like I said, I just never had an older brother. Like, so like my experience growing up is vastly different than my brother being like, "Hey, get the mitts on. We're going in the front yard." It's like I didn't have that. I had girls coming over all the time playing Polly Pockets and shit.
Yeah, after all the fighting and the meat stuffing, I mean, you guys finally called it truce.
I remember it was actually my aunt graduating from IU. My aunt's graduation party. We were making fun of my grandma, Because-
Whoa!
and that's how we bonded. My grandma was like wigging out on us to help get stuff set up, and we were like, "Dude, we're like 10 and 14." And we kept calling, like we were in my grandparents' basement getting stuff ready for the party, just having the time of our lives, laughing at our family and stuff. And ever since then, we're cool.
Kind of like a movie.
Literally, dude.
My microphone thing just damn near fucking came off. I thought I broke it.
Oh, the little fluffy thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it just pops right back in.
I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, we're not doing too bad, kids. 23 minutes in.
Well,
23.
Only 23?
Ew.
not too shabby.
We're getting there.
I love how Kaiden's not supposed to be like in the podcast right now, but he is crying.
Oh yeah,
in the corner.
my co-host is actually just kind of sitting here, staring off into space while the rest of us are talking. Kaiden's getting booted from the co-host position.
Corner, cup chair.
Yeah, Kaiden's going to be the official cut chair guy from now on. But no, I don't know. What do you guys want to? What do people do on podcasts? What do they talk about?
Life.
Life. All right. No,
How's the
we're-
dogs, Isaac?
Pups be doing good. Took
Two
him to Dairy
boxers.
Queen yesterday and got him a pup cup.
Oh yeah.
Got me some.
What is it?
ice
Rocky
cream
and
too.
River?
Yeah.
They're my
Stupid
favorite.
Got two
dogs.
boxers.
Two
I don't
brothers.
like the
Love
one.
pups.
The one
Um,
just doesn't like JT. That's why JT doesn't.
Is it
like
Rocky?
Yeah.
Rocky sucks, dude. Whenever I had to watch him,
Hate on Rocky, bro. I love Rocky.
man. All right, Isaac. Speaking of your dogs, let's go into your little spaz over River trying to tear his nuts off.
Oh,
my
dude.
gosh, guys.
Why?
Okay, listen.
Why?
Dog owners out there, never use tie outs. Whether it's a cable, a leash, a rope, anything. Do not do a tie out. I swear, because I had my dog on a tie out for literally 0.2 seconds. Because I was trying to spray him off in the yard, give him a bath. He was running from me, so I was like, all right, whatever. Put him on the tie out. And then I put him on the stinking tie out, right? And he just goes sprinting, thinking he was still, like, free. And he runs all the way until the leash runs out and completely ricochets back, guys. But the leash and the rope attached under his, like, armpit on his right side and completely ripped him back and sliced his skin and also went through the back side of his body and split his nutsack, sadly and unfortunately.
Fucking
Sorry for
crime scene.
Being a little
Well,
gruesome,
there's a film
but it was
now.
a crime scene. I'm sorry. It was literally the day before my weigh-ins. Or it was the day before
Yeah, it was
my
the
weigh-ins.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you called
It was
me.
terrible.
He-
I was stressing.
Yeah, he
I
called.
was literally had no water. I couldn't drink any water because of
Yeah.
the water cut, and I had to see. It was just disgusting, and he just looked at me like help. Took him, rushed him to the vet. They got me in right away, and it was actually super cheap, not bad. Had to get him neutered, but hey, he's
Hey.
still okay, and he recovered.
Yeah, he called me like whenever he had just gotten back, and I came over because we were about to do something for his weight cut, and he was literally spraying off
That
the
sucked.
yard, and I looked at him and I was like, is your dog okay? Like the amount of blood that
It
was
was so
in your
gross, man.
yard.
I'll never forget that.
Yeah,
I bet you can't, dude.
Yeah,
Whenever
but
you-
hey,
You just like whenever you
gotta
look
do
at
what
your
you gotta do. I just threw him in the stinking car and took off. I don't know.
anytime you take your dogs outside now, you probably just like, yeah, no, I'm
just let him run.
yeah, let him.
Just
yeah,
fuck it,
I'll-
fuck it,
I'll
just-
Yeah, they no leash, no nothing.
I'll just
now.
use
They
Usain
just
Bolt
go.
chase you down if I have to.
Well, and you live like out in the country too, though. So it's like at least they have like it's not like you're in a neighborhood where it's like, oh hell, they might run out in the road. And
yeah,
really have
he's
any
got a
neighbors.
good distance off the road.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy.
I just remember you were like, man, can you please watch my dogs? And I was like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, he.
I didn't want to go to your fight
The
anyways.
thing is, River's a little.
Yeah, he doesn't. He didn't
Special.
come to mine either.
Oh my god, we'll get into that in a minute. Dang it.
Well, River's a little special, and he kept tearing his incision open, and he had to be in the cone for like a month and a half. It was awful, and he couldn't be alone because if he was alone, he'd rip it back open. So JT had to sit with my dogs while I
Hey.
went and fought.
It was all good. I went and got Indian food. Went and got Indian food. Sat there, watched Resident Evil on Netflix because I don't have Netflix. Ate Indian food
He
with your
abused it.
yeah. Ate Indian food with your dogs, and River just laid there with his cone on, was lovey, and Rocky just kept running around barking, and I just kept being like, "Dude, shut up." I'd let him out. He'd just keep barking. I was
He
like,
thinks he's
"Whatever."
got to be guard dog, I guess. I'm like, bro. He doesn't do it with me though, but
It's when you're gone,
yeah,
She's all you're left. He's the man of the house.
Tweaking.
Huh?
We made it through.
tweaking.
I remember too. I was in your bathroom whenever you guys came home, and Dylan called me, and I was like, "Why is Dylan calling me?" And he goes, "Hey, quit shitting and come out here." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "My bad." I was like, "I didn't know."
That's funny.
Oh,
Yeah, I wish Don could be on here.
Dylan will be on here.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll have the rest of the guys on one night, and we'll find a way. I only have 4
Can
microphones.
we attach more if we bought more?
Yes, but we can make 4 work. Like, I mean, we could just have 2 people.
I mean, how much is it?
I'd have to look, but also it's like this will work. I mean, realistically, we're gonna have what, us 3, Dylan, Logan, Garrett, Anthony. That's it.
Yeah.
Because it would be cool one podcast to literally have the whole entire
team.
like fight team. Like,
Yeah, that would.
That's only what, like I said, 3.
no, there's like 6.
4.
There's like 7 of us.
You good?
Dude, I'm like the breeze is hitting me.
Ah,
I'm shaking
he's
a little
cold.
bit.
I looked
it's
over and I
a
was
little
like,
chilly, yeah.
man,
Not too shabby, but that sun be setting now.
The way you
so.
looked at me, I was scared.
Looks pretty outside though.
easy
Yeah,
now.
it is. It's a nice day out.
It was really nice yesterday. It was like what 80.
Yeah. The Basement Boys compound does have a beautiful view.
You guys have a
It
good
does,
Easter.
yes, it does.
Oh yeah, how's everyone's Easter? Let's get into that because I got something to follow up Easter with.
I
It
golfed
was
on
good.
Easter.
It was good.
What'd you do?
Nothing.
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 No church. Nothing.
Nope.
Strike one. Anyways, Kyle.
No, I golfed on Easter. I had a good day of golfing with one of my buddies.
Hey,
Good
I'm
deal.
enjoying my day off. You
Anyways, Cayman, what'd you do?
I worked. That's it.
Okay, well, everybody
make
gets a
that money?
strike. Anyways,
Pizza.
Well, no, is that not strike 3? You said,
no, everybody gets 1 strike.
oh.
Okay.
You guys got 2 more. Anyways, my
Well,
Easter was good.
Hold on, pause.
What do
What
you-
happens if we get 3?
The Lord knows.
Microphone shuts off.
I just think it's nuts. I mean, people have talked about it, but the Pope dies the day after Easter.
Yeah.
So
What? Like,
I saw
the
someone.
Pope died. Did you not know that?
No.
Dude, Pope
Yeah,
Francis
I saw that. I
died.
saw it. Yeah,
I did not
saw
know.
that.
I saw
Hey,
that,
I ain't
and
been on my phone.
Yeah,
guys.
that's
Oh,
strike
Sorry.
2, Isaac.
I ain't been
Dude,
on my
strike.
phone.
You're gonna see the
I-
Pope soon.
All right, guys. I'm not a little phone scroller like you all.
I'm not either, but I get
stay
the
off
news
my
every
phone.
day.
I saw that this morning, and I told that to my dad. And he was like, "No
That's
fucking,
crazy.
no fucking way."
He was 88.
Wait.
Dude, Pope Francis was a baller though. He used to be like a bouncer in Argentina.
Yeah, it was also weird too, though.
I mean, that's all popes are a little weird. That's kind
But
of part of the
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 job.
weird
Apply
thing
to
is
even
like
the
he was
Catholics.
actually like seen in like was actively doing stuff on Easter Day, and then
Yeah, he was
died.
fine yesterday.
Yeah,
Like he was out. I mean, I guess it's when you're 88, but I always
some
like
people were saying that like
he died because of Vance.
no,
Oh,
obviously you heard the stuff whenever people were saying that they were using like an AI hologram of him and stuff like that. So some people were saying that that wasn't even him.
that'd be so funny if we're hologramming the Pope.
No, not even like hologram. That they got like an identical. They got like an identical.
Pope live.
I just love that everything's a conspiracy. Like you can be the most normal thing ever. Like an 88-year-old man dying in any other scenario is totally normal.
I know.
But because it's oh my gosh.
Why are we throwing things
Yeah,
down?
But-
but
That was my bad. I'm sorry, guys.
Before I got distracted,
You got butterfingers.
but you know, an 88-year-old man dying in any other circumstance is normal. But because it's the Pope, it's got to be a clone or AI. Like that's nuts.
I think he got abducted by aliens.
The Pope is an alien lizard clone from the underground world.
Exactly. It just all makes sense at that point.
I just think
Why
that,
do you think he was able to disappear in all those videos that people just AI cut him out of?
I just like I'm gonna butcher this story, but I like the story with the Pope where it was like ISIS came out and they were like, "We're gonna behead you," and then he literally went to where they said they were gonna behead him at, and was like, "Well, the rest of you are dead now, so who won this one?" Essentially, because it was like 4 or 5 guys from ISIS said that, and then somehow, some way, within like 4 days, they were all dead.
All right, Kaiden, like assistant producer, can we fact check this, please? Can we fact?
yeah, so you need to be our little JRE guy that fact
Yeah.
checks.
yeah, Jamie.
Yeah, it needs to be
Kaiden
Jamie.
can be
Jamie.
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 Can we fact check this?
It's Pope ISIS. I am curious who the next Pope's going to be. Like, do you think it'll be another old guy, or do you think it'll be like
I don't
some
know.
25-year-old?
You know, I hear a lot of things with. I forgot exactly
there,
what
like,
the
an
theory
age
was,
requirement?
but
I don't. Yeah, I don't know about the Pope.
there's a theory in line with the popes and the world ending. Like we only have so many popes. Like in the whatever their
become the
main
next
thing
pope.
is, where
Yeah,
they
that's
I
what I'm
forgot what the word was.
You watched,
But
it,
there's
didn't
only
you?
like so many popes paintings in like the building, and the building's really old, right? So they have it set out for the popes for each one, you know, and it's been spot on like forever.
So they
and now
they
there's only so many.
So they have predicted unborn popes, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
And they're running out of popes.
yeah.
Really?
I saw something about
And there's
that.
no more popes
I don't
worldwide.
know it all
Yeah, I was
100%,
gonna say, what
but
happens?
I
Yeah,
remember
what-
hearing that.
I'm fucking
know.
curious. I hope I
I don't
live
know
long
about
enough to see that.
That's what happens when you work at Mother Bears, man. Some of the delivery drivers,
Whoa!
they get really
What?
conspiracy theorists.
Our
Like,
fact checker is now back with us. He said it is false.
It's false.
It says he's visited areas over in like Iraq before, but that was about it. And then there's it doesn't. Well, of course he says ISIS is bad.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Well, yeah, that's all I'm saying. Paraphrasing, the Pope obviously didn't get up there and go, "Ha ha ha! You guys are dead and I'm not." Like, I can't think of a less popely thing to say, but like he can get up there and go, "I'm here, and where these guys said I was supposed to be beheaded at today. Guess who still has their head, guys?"
Not you, JT.
Preach.
More of an influence.
Wow.
An inference. That's a big word. Kaiden's getting. I mean, you're reading books a lot lately, dude.
My vocab's stepping up. Good job.
Oh, you won't get stuck.
Good things happen whenever you quit punching the ground.
Yeah.
Wow.
Next time Kaiden's on here, I'll have him.
Usually better things happen.
I'll have Kaiden talk about how he broke his hand.
Punch it around.
All right, Kaiden. Whatever.
I think he was just really mad that he had to masturbate with the other hand for a good
Wow.
2 months.
That's the best part.
2-3 months. It was like 6.
Now
Yeah,
they're- now
yeah, your
they're
forearms
even.
are equal. Oh man, what else has been going on in the world lately?
Well,
Tariffs.
I just thought of that. in my
let's
head,
not
Kyle.
let's
That's
not talk
crazy.
about tariffs because not one of us is smart enough. I'm good.
Get Gary on the podcast.
What's a simple thing going on?
What's a simple
Let's
thing?
talk about
That not
Ian Gary
people can
versus
talk about.
Carlos Paredes. Who we got here?
Prattis. God,
I mean,
the Strunk brothers need to go. Strunk
Whoa,
brothers
whoa,
need.
whoa.
Strunk brothers need to spend a month
So,
on
hold on,
pronunciation.
JT, so
The
Logan-
older one and younger one did, not the middle one.
Yeah, you're not as bad. You have
I'm
moments,
kidding,
but
I'm kidding. The younger one's good too.
Logan was getting dogged on Saturday because he made a comment from the back that he wouldn't mind seeing Ian Gary beat Prates, and
Yeah.
dude, they were the rest of the basement boys. I was just driving, but the rest of the
God,
basement
I don't know how
It's not
anybody was
cool.
talking while you were driving. Be shitting my pants, holding on for dear
The
life.
rest of the Basin boys, like most of them, were just on his head. Of course, Gary's a Carlos Prates lover.
Yeah, he
so-
wore the Prates
and
shirt
of
to his
course,
fight.
He was sitting next to Gary, I'm pretty sure, when he said that. So I mean, he was definitely in dangerous territory in the back seat back there in the back of the
It does remind
Basement Boy mobile.
Yep.
We could talk about the Basement Boy mobile. We do need to get a creeper van
Yeah.
and print it on the side of it.
I mean, no, dude, we might as well just slap it on the side of the car that we already use. This fucking
Yeah.
So what's the plan for everybody's?
okay, so
Uh oh. Anyways, we'll move on.
he's irrelevant.
Yeah, he didn't want to be on here. Did you come walking through our conversations? You want to come say hello? Cayman, give your brother your mic for a minute so he can say
Officially
hello.
have all three Strunk brothers on the podcast.
Hello.
You can speak
Introduce
louder than
yourself.
that.
Yeah, you can be pretty loud.
You can speak normal.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name is Anthony Strunk.
What's your social security number? Don't give that out.
427. No, I'm just kidding. That is not it. My number does not start with any of those numbers.
It's actually 247.
I am the oldest Strunk brother.
He is. Papaw, as we call him.
Papaw. So we'd like to do a quick 5-minute recap of the episode, and I can just give my input, or
I mean, we just kind of covered like the Pope dying, Easter.
Been a
Talk-
little random.
Yeah, talked a little bit about like the Basement Boys as a whole. Talked about fighting for a second. We were just talking about your favorite fighter, Ian Gary versus Carlos Prates.
I do like Carlos a lot.
Well, we were talking about Ian Gary being your
I
favorite.
was talking about how Logan got viciously attacked by most of the rest of the Basement Boys whenever he made the comment that he wouldn't mind seeing Ian Gary beat him.
Yeah. I will say Logan is a great friend, but his UFC takes are sometimes way out there.
Yeah, just like you having posters of Bilal Muhammad all over your home.
I have
Yeah.
I have one in each
That's
room.
his favorite fighter.
He named his daughter's
I'm kidding.
his daughter's middle name is named
Bilal.
after Bilal.
Well, then I have a boy boxer and his name's Muhammad after Bilal. It's not a Muslim thing; it's a Bilal thing. It's a much bigger movement in my heart and my eyes.
Anthony's wife is sitting right here, and Anthony made a
I
deal with
doesn't
me
even
the
know who
other
these
day.
people are.
When we're at. So
Listen to this, Madison.
Anthony made a deal with me that if I hit a spinning wheel kick on somebody at all in my next fight or in an upcoming fight.
Next fight,
So next fight only? Okay, that's fine. I'll hit him. My next
I'll give you two.
It's
I'll
the
give you
spinning
two.
wheel kick. He has to name your guys' next child after me,
The 5'2"
And we
spinning
shook
wheel
on
kick
it.
heard around the world.
and I'm gonna hit a spinning wheel kick. So you have to name your next child after me. So
What if you have a
might as well
girl?
just not have a kid after this
Kylie.
point.
Oh yeah, girl, Kylie, duh.
Yeah, and then if it's a boy, then
Kyle.
yeah.
Obviously.
It'll either be Kyle
Really,
Jeffrey or
Kyle.
Kylie Jennifer.
You know what's funny though? You kind of already are Anthony's son, so like.
Oh, dude, that. All right, guys. Gonna sign off here so I can just go ahead and just choke Anthony and JT out. I don't like the comment.
Hey, combined,
But
I
what
think
was
we're better
what
than
was
Blue
said
Belt.
about the Basement Boys?
We just kind of talked a little bit about, there's 10 of us, 11 of us, whatever. A little bit about some jiu-jitsu, a little bit about, we didn't say anything about your fight. How'd your fight go? Talk about your fight.
Oh, really good.
Who was talking?
Anthony.
Anthony?
Not you.
No, yeah.
Go ahead. Talk about your
Sorry,
fight. a
I
little
thought you guys already talked about your fights already.
We kind of
this
went.
is-
We
this is
didn't go
Anthony.
deep into it.
But my fight went great. It's what we drilled the whole camp. Even the setup, the kick I threw was the plan the whole time.
How'd you win?
I landed by a rear liver kick, So it was planned to throw it off a counter. That was planned the whole time. I think I lightly shadow boxed, and then the plan of me warming up was just getting my hips loose. I think that's what I did. Like 98% of my warm up was, the hands would be there if they had to be, but like the kick was rehearsed.
Can I tell you something about your fight?
What?
Your fight had my heart rate the highest out of anyone.
Yeah,
Really?
I was watching.
My watch was tracking. My heart rate was like 179 for your fight.
Well, I know nothing about medical professionals, so
79 is
like,
bad.
That's pretty much like him.
that's
for
like a
just
hard
stating-
workout.
That's like,
Watching something that is absolutely
that's
insane.
like
What?
that heart rate is like damn near
That's
him
what-
sprinting to his max.
Yeah,
capacity
that's-
of-
so you just love me.
Yeah, I mean, I remember you walking out. Like, I think the last thing you said to me was, "Couldn't ask for a better friend. I love you, man." And I was like, "I love you too." And then I just remember,
He just made his heart shoot.
yeah, that's what it was. My love for you. No, I mean, I was just nervous. I mean, first fight of the night. It's like,
Yeah. First fight of the night for out of what, 5
Yeah, he was
people?
the first fight
Yeah.
of the Basement Wolves.
Yeah.
yeah, but then he secretly went behind the scenes and didn't tell anybody.
Okay, let me say this. I secretly, and I didn't display this till the night of. I don't even know if my brother Isaac knows.
I think you said it to him.
I asked the promoter straight up if I could fight first out of the group because I was going to be too nervous for everybody else's fight.
yeah,
I straight up was like, hey, I have to do this.
I had a weird,
Ex-
sick feeling that you did that.
And I really did. I 100% asked him. And he said, okay. And I fought first, which I think honestly was perfect because I followed the game plan to a T. And I felt like me being able to be calm, I don't know, it was like a weird calm factor. Our coach Corey, our kickboxing coach Corey, he's a funny, goofy guy, but like he's got like a really calm demeanor about him.
Yeah.
And I feel like the way we train, like we'll have hard sessions and stuff, but at the same time, it's very like he's very calm the whole time. Like he'll yell stuff off the wall, push us to where we're thinking we're going to get sick, but like he's got a really calm demeanor. And our training partners, Isaac and Zach, it's like you could call it like our sister gym. Corey's is, but we go there pretty frequently. They're very composed people, and that was probably the biggest thing I took away from my camp from them. Was their composure and staying calm.
oh yeah,
And that's what I could do. And I mean, like, it felt like my fight, it's not a knock on my opponent, but I felt like it was I felt very, very relaxed in there. It was almost like
I did like your horse gallop before your fight
I-
around the ring
around the ring. I knew I had to do something like that
just to get some energy out.
to get some energy out and almost get acclimated to the ring.
Well,
Because I did that the night before. I actually practiced 2 things around the ring the night of weigh-ins. And I was like, which one will be good? And each corner, I planned this out overnight. Each time I hit a corner, I took a deep breath. Took a deep breath.
Well, also whenever
Took
you're
a deep
walking
breath.
out, you got to get slightly warmed up again once you get back in the ring. So you got to do something to like walk around the ring and like kind of establish yourself in there mentally too
Yeah.
once you walk in.
Yeah, Isaac has his 2-glove punch thing he does.
Yeah.
He does that.
Yeah,
But-
first thing Corey said to me when I was in there too, he said, "Get a good bounce going."
Yeah.
He's like,
Oh,
"Get a
yeah.
bounce going." Keep
Yeah,
it
That's
up."
what he did.
that's what he was saying to me
Because
whenever
you
I was
just
in there.
zone out whenever you get out there.
No.
You're looking at everything around you, and once he says something like that, it just
You
your
gotta-
mind shoots back
No.
like, "Oh, he's here."
And I knew that, like, I didn't lock eyes with any of, because I mean, our group sold over 220 tickets.
We got a
I
big
purposely didn't lock eyes with anybody whenever I walked out.
You can't.
But we also
But
sold 220 tickets
we
in a
did,
stadium
but
of
I
like
made-
600 people. Like
Yeah.
a third of the place was there just for
No.
you guys.
And I
I
heard
would
it, and I
almost say
fed
more.
off that, but I have a daughter that is a year and a half old. So I knew purposely I didn't want to lock eyes with her to mess me up till after. And then after I was calm and everything whenever I won until I saw my daughter. And that was like a big energy burst. But just walking out, though, having my team behind me, like my brothers, my brother Isaac looked at me and said, hey, the same belief you have in me as I have in you. Because I believe in Isaac to a high degree with the whole fighting thing. He looked at me and said that, and that was the icing of the cake.
Yeah.
That's whenever I knew I had to go in there, and I knew that what we drilled, what we've rehearsed, the whole 13-week camp, I knew I just had to do it, and I just had to find it, and it would be there. I didn't expect it the whole time. I figured it'd be towards the end of the round or early second, but I felt relaxed.
Little throw-in thing here.
Yeah.
You guys both finished your fights, what, a second apart?
Yeah.
2 seconds apart, you two?
Second, I think I was a minute 14. Isaac was a minute 13.
And then Garrett had the fastest finish.
Garrett had the fastest. I think 58 seconds.
Yeah.
Scary Gary just wanted to get
Yeah,
out
all of
quickly
our
again.
wins were finishes that night. Oh, besides Logan.
Besides Logan's.
So we had 4 finishes.
Oh,
Pretty
Logan, he needed to go 3 rounds.
No, yeah, I'm so glad. You thought that.
No.
It's
No,
crazy
you
to think
can't ask-
Garrett has the most fight time of anybody on the team other than Dylan.
No, Logan. You talk about
Logan does.
Logan, no.
You said Garrett. You said Garrett.
Oh,
Garrett
did I
has-
say
yeah,
Garrett?
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Logan has the most other than Dylan. Dylan's the only one who's fought.
Hey, I fought 3 rounds my last fight.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, but your first fight lasted, what, a minute? And
So, okay,
25
you,
seconds.
And then I fought
you
3
barely
rounds.
have more than Logan.
No, yeah,
though.
it was a minute and 13 because he came
I
back.
Have, I have 2
2
and a
more.
half
You have
minutes.
2 minutes more than Logan.
Yeah, no, so it was a minute and 13 seconds or something like that for Isaac's first fight. Because I remember he came back to the back and looked at me, and I looked at him and said, "Well, I guess I'm gonna have to be quicker than that now." And I somehow did.
Yeah, the only reason yours was that long though is because like your guy tripped like twice.
He came out there, hit
It
him
was
with a
minute
go.
in like 20 seconds.
hit-
I think.
The dude ran for him. What do you mean, the dude?
And I mean, we have 8-second count. He got 8
Yeah.
seconds
Yeah.
like twice. And
I
then after
forgot.
that, it was done.
What about that last one, man?
Oh yeah, we can get into the conversation over here, champ. How'd the fight
What, the
go?
last fight?
Yeah.
Yes, champ.
Yes.
That,
Speak your mind.
this is a long. I can drag this out, or I can say short. You know,
It's up to you.
The whole camp was different. Everything was different with it. I don't know.
You can be long.
I'll
dude.
just stay to the fight.
Give us through fight day. How about that? Because
Dude, it was
Dude-
different. I
dude-
don't know.
Talk about your weight cut a little bit too, dude, because you worked really hard on that weight cut. I feel like you should talk about it.
just real quick, speaking of weight cuts, I can't wait for Logan to be on here to talk about his because
Yeah, facts.
Logan might have the
cut
best
was
weight
good.
cut of all
I'll let
time.
him say that, yeah.
I mean, yeah, he had to go. Logan probably had to go through a lot more than he probably should have went through for a first weight cut, but he learned a lot from that weight
Fought
cut.
3 rounds after and did great.
Yeah.
He could have fought 5.
Well, because we did really. He and like everyone that helped him plan his rehydration and everything before and stuff like that, like everyone, it was all around good job.
Yeah.
Like luckily we did not mess anything up because that could have went really bad.
But anyways, we'll leave that for the next time Logan's on here. Just run us through your little like I don't know, morning, waking up, coming here. You don't got to like minute by minute, but
Dude.
brief overview.
Fight day. I mean, it was. See, if this wasn't a title fight, not even a title fight, I wasn't so shocked about the title. Whatever, yeah, cool. Not to sound like that, but like it's a
No,
small
you're just better than
promotion.
that.
I kind of just got it handed, like gifted to me in a way, because they were just like, "Oh, I like what you've done in your last 2 fights, whatever." But like, I mean, I feel like you really need at least a couple fights under your belt to get a shot at the title. Honestly, I was just stoked for the co-main event. That's where I was really super stoked at, and I knew that would be the main like seller, I guess. I don't know, and the whole day I knew I would have to anticipate waiting all day to get through. What, five or six of you guys fighting? 5 of you guys.
It was 6 total if you want to.
Yeah.
And-
Zach. And
Yeah, because Zach is obviously honorary Basin boy.
Yeah.
and then what about the other Nathan? You don't really talk to Nathan, do you?
Nathan-
he trains at a different gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We go there every once in a
Nathan's
while.
a
We get
friend,
Open sparring.
I just never met him.
Nathan's probably I'd say out of the group, he's probably my closest friend. Like, I'm probably the closest basement boy.
He's a good dude.
Really
Yeah, I
good
was
dude.
gonna say he's cool every time I talk to him.
Really cool family man, blue collar type guy.
I had
Works
no
hard.
idea who he was. He was just sitting
Yeah.
behind me and talking to me, and I was like, "Who is this?" And
Oh,
then
yeah,
he got his
really
hands wrapped. I was like,
Him and D.
"It's like, who is this guy that's
and
fighting?"
yeah. It's almost like they've been friends, similar to like how Isaac and Dylan been friends.
Gotcha.
What I knew I liked them is whenever Nathan asked, or D, first time they became friends, first time they met each other in elementary school, D walked up to Nathan and said, "Do you know how to fight?" They were little elementary kids, and he said they became friends ever since. But they'd be good to get on here.
Yeah, anybody and everybody. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I don't
Yeah.
care who you are. But anyways, yeah, you had to sit through 5 fights. We'll say 5.
Yeah. And that was different. Because my first time I fought, I was the first fight of the night. Second time I fought, I was probably like 8th, I think. So I didn't have, and nobody else fought on the card but me from the team. So that was kind of nice in a way because I had everybody with me just chilling. But the whole day was just different. I don't know. I actually kind of knew what I was doing nutrition-wise this time and everything. So my stomach felt great all day. I had a great breakfast, great lunch, and then I was able to eat at the venue too. But my whole preparation for the whole day was great. And I felt like mentally this time I was able to reach a certain point, I guess, like of acceptance of the fight. I don't know. You have to just kind of accept that it is what it is, and you got to go do it. Like, I don't know. Because you train it so much, but once you get there, I'm telling you, it's a different feeling. I don't know. And I know that feeling whenever I get in there. It's kind of like, it's like a, not, I don't want to say cage animal because that sounds stupid. But like, I don't want to say naked either because that would sound weird, but it's like a naked feeling. You feel literally naked, like you're in your underwear. Like, oh my gosh. Like,
I mean, you essentially are. I mean, you're
I'm
fighting
locked
shorts.
in here. I have to do this. I have to fight this guy no matter what. And that's what scares me sometimes. So, like, mentally, I felt like I reached that acceptance this time. And I don't know. So I walked out there and I was just like, on fight day, I was just like, hey, it is what it is. I wasn't even really that nervous. I was like, whatever happens, happens. And I knew I trained harder than any other fight for this. So I did have the confidence in that area I didn't have in my last two camps. So I just went out there, and I just remember being like, hey, it is what it is. But I did feel exhausted by the end of the night before I fought. I was feeling a little mentally fogged just because, I mean, it was probably 9:30, and I got to the venue at, like, what, 2?
Yeah, I think we pulled up at 2.
2.
And what time did you go to
So
bed?
I was there for 7.5 hours.
And you went to bed at like what, 10 o'clock all camp?
Yeah.
Oh,
and I went to bed
I
at,
didn't
like,
even think
10.
about that, yeah.
All of my
It's like your
camp, so
bedtime
it
and
was
you're
almost my
about to
bedtime.
fight.
So I did start feeling a little bit brain fog. So by the time I was in there, I was just like, hey, trust it, whatever. And I mean, it ended working out, but did not work out the way I thought it would at all. I was so shocked, I can't explain it. I remember that physical feeling, talking to myself. I was like, dude, is he going to take his glove off? Is he going to take his glove off? I don't know. I was so psyched
Well,
out.
break down your fight a little bit, like actually your fight, for the people who haven't seen it.
So I fought a dude named Boogie Shoe, and he
You can say his name.
okay.
I mean,
I don't know. Jared Lemasters.
yeah, it's fine. I just
But-
meant like,
And he fought for the title against me, whatever. But I thought he was going to come out pretty heavy and kind of wild, and he kind of did, honestly. And I was ready to kind of weather a storm. And my whole plan was not to really take much action until second or third round because I didn't really want to put my gas tank out there just yet. I was in great shape for this, but I was ready to see what he had to offer and counter offer what he gave me, pretty much. And he first came out, and I knew he was going to throw a naked leg kick, which is a kick with no setup, and that's what he did immediately. And I was like, okay, I got this right away. I knew if he was going to throw naked kicks that I could beat his kicks in a way. So immediately after he threw that kick, I measured the distance, and I knew he was going to, like, bull rush again. So he did. He came at me, and as he did, I threw a jab, and I leaned off to the right because every amateur fighter comes linear. They lean straight, so if you get that slight movement to the right, you're likely going to miss a shot. And the jab landed. I caught his kick. I pushed him back a little bit, and he came at me one more time, and then I threw an inside leg kick. And then he backed up from it against the ropes. And I then this time dressed up the kick a little bit, and I threw like a show two with my right hand, and I threw another inside kick. But this kick, I know it was a second kick. I put like my all into that kick and whipped it, and I knew it hit his like peroneal nerve or whatever it is right in that knee. And I knew that hurt him at least, but I didn't think it did that much damage. And then after I threw that kick, I threw a teep, and then he got off the ropes, moved around, we circled, and his leg buckled. And Corey, my coach, started screaming immediately, his leg buckled, chop it. And I, for some dumb reason, I got pressured against the ropes, and I didn't really like it. So I threw a 1-2, and then I engaged in the clinch like a dummy when I needed to just stay long. And I got in, and I threw a body shot, and I pushed him against the ropes. He hit me with a knee, and then I hit him back with like 2 clean body shots. You can't really see it on the pay-per-view, but I remember tagging him and thinking, oh, that hurt. I know it did. And then I slipped a shot, and I threw a right hand, and it dazed him. And I remember thinking to myself, like, dude, I can finish him here, but I don't think I should. Like, you got to preserve, because I was scarred from my last fight because I got pretty tired pretty fast. And I was like, okay, preserve. So I backed out, got my distance, and then I heard Corey say it one more time. He said, chop that leg. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And I threw another left inside leg kick. and he immediately just went down in so much pain. But this kick made his whole leg whip out and all, and he went down, and he was like, oh. And I seen his mouth guard go out, and I seen him go to clutch his knee, and I was just watching his hands like crazy. I can't explain it. It was like a hawk, like just watching. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, it's no way. First round, like what? Because I expected the fight to decision. I don't know. And it was just a wild feeling. I can't explain it. And then I just soaked it all in.
It was
from
in
there,
there.
I
Got,
guess.
got
I
some good
remember-
emotional videos.
Oh yeah,
Who's
dude, let me
the-
tell you, because we had 220 people in the crowd. Every single person was on their feet, and they all waited until stinking 10 o'clock to watch me fight. Drove an hour away. I was like, bro, and I worked hard for this, through whatever went on, whatnot. I mean, I put my all into this fight. I was working out multiple times a day. I took no rest days this camp. I swear.
Can we
no
talk
rest
about
days.
your issue that you had, or no?
Oh yeah. So little inside information. I actually had staph. Pretty much not actually staph, but some form
A
of
skin infection.
infection, a boil in my knee, and let me tell you, that thing hurt. It was on Monday, the week of the fight. My whole leg
that
was
was
swollen.
fucking-
I could not walk on my right leg, really.
That was great.
I was like, oh my gosh. But I wasn't going to pull out of this fight anyways. If I couldn't walk on that knee, I was fighting because I just couldn't, not for this fight. And I somehow ended up going to the doctor, and I had to get on antibiotics, and I was absolutely, so hesitant of doing that because I know it affects performance and everything like that. And it does me personally, and I know 90% of people would
Yeah, I
agree
mean,
with
you
that.
did too.
But I ended up taking them for 3 days, and I took them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so 4. And I ended up getting the infection cleared from that, stopped taking the antibiotics that Thursday and Friday, I think, that Thursday night, Friday, and then I had Saturday without them too. So I had 3 days without the antibiotics, and the infection was cleared, but my knee still hurt and all, and whatever. It was still leaking and doing all that junk, but hey, we made it through it. And it
Little
worked.
does he know he gave Jared Lemaster staph infection on the
Hey,
Oh,
no,
boy.
I was on antibiotics, so I was not.
No, and I remember though, speaking about
I
Isaac's
poked my hands
fight,
up saying
was-
I'm free right now.
there's this guy he's a regular at the fight promotion that we go to. He's like, hey, I got money on red. And that's the corner we were
everybody
in.
fought in the red corner.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
us.
Everybody fought in the red corner, but this guy, I remember seeing him at the fights. He's like, I was like, yeah, that's my brother. That's my brother. Scoot over and I'll sit by you. I remember sitting by him, and we remember when that. I remember seeing it. I remember seeing that right hand land, the one Isaac was talking about. And I knew instantly,
Anytime
like
it
that.
was done.
And I can Isaac's striking though. In general, I feel like I've watched it time and time again. Like I can look at Isaac and almost get his weight exactly right, if not.
Don't guess right now.
like
right now.
I can guess almost on
I'm
the
3 weeks out
on,
of the fight.
on the dime though. If it's 160, I bet it's 160.2, and I can get about there. And I remember seeing that, and I knew the way he hit him. I was like, oh, he got him. And then whenever he landed that kick, it was like an anticipation thing. And I remember being in that corner, that 8-second, that second, whenever they were counting it down. It was the same thing with my fight. I was scared to death, like, oh my gosh, is he going to get up? Is he going to get up? It was like an anxious anticipation thing. And then whenever they called it, I mean, it was like a huge, huge thing. That
Those cool little fans you get,
No, yeah.
And I don't know, it's so crazy, but the support you get from the hometown and everything,
Yeah.
everybody coming together.
Ellettsville,
it's
you're on the
so
map.
Cool.
Ellettsville.
I had to shout out Ellettsville.
No, and then it's
because
fun.
people I went to school with, just all kinds of random people I don't even know are like, "Good luck, bro," or I don't know.
It's not
super, and then that helps me,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you believe in yourself, but
But I
a
mean,
lot of
it,
people to a certain extent, especially when you walk out there and you see a man and whatnot, and you got to fight him. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
your belief goes away a little bit.
Oh,
You
yeah.
see the crowd, and you're like, oh, they all came here. I got to
It's-
chill out,
yeah, and it's cool though. After the fight though, is I've always worked in the community. I work in Ellettsville, and it's I literally I work for a construction supply company, and I work like in the sales counter. People come up to me and say, "Bro, your brother's a champion. Your brother's a champion." You know what I mean? You got your fight done too. Like, man, that's awesome. Like, that's sick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all that energy's coming on, and then you get people asking about Kaman. When's Kaman going to fight? I'm like, man, Kaman would probably fight on like a 2-minute notice right now if he could. like he really would. And I feel like he'd probably fight John Jones if the money was right. Like, he just would.
Kaman would do it for free.
Yeah, Kaman's probably one of the biggest gamers in the group. Like, he's just on it, but almost too much. Like, Corey yells on and on again, "Quit brawling, Terry! Quit brawling, Terry! Get long! You're longer than these guys. Get long!"
Back to people like believing you and having like supporters. Like, I heard a quote, I forgot from who, but it was like, when you aren't working hard, you're only disappointing the people that believe in you. You aren't like disappointing yourself. You know, like, it's the people that believe in you.
Yeah.
That should be your feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what almost feels me when, like, oh, man, I'm not pushing. Man, I'm not doing this. I'm like, you know, I have my brothers that believe in me. I have all these people that believe. They know I have the potential. I need to fulfill that.
Can't waste it.
Kaman's going to write a book one day. But
Already know.
we're almost at the hour mark. I think we're going to wrap this one up real quick.
Great way to end it.
Everybody want to say their little final statements? I'll let everybody.
Think
We'll do
I
our
just
circle.
did.
Kaman, we'll start with you since you got
You know, I think this is a start. I'm ready to fight. And
anything you want to shout out to, you can say.
Myself, Charmin, Basement
Okay.
Boys.
Ready to be back on the podcast here soon. Hopefully to have some positive news about some fights here soon. Everybody's going to be fighting somewhat soon, I believe. I'm going to be going again, hopefully August 9th. And some of the rest of the
That's
guys.
news to all of us.
That's
No.
news. That's Isaac. That's 2 days after. That's a day after Isaac's birthday, right? No, 2 days.
Little birthday present.
Yeah, you go whoop
Yeah.
somebody for my daddy on his
Yeah.
day after his birthday.
Do August
Yeah.
9th. And then, me and a couple of the other guys have talked about September 27th. And then there's another card that they want me to do September 9th. I might just say fucking go 4-1 at the end of the year. We might just say fuck.
Wow.
Oh, Chammy Sammy.
The
Well,
comeback tour is going to be real fun. It's just going to be it's almost like a comeback tour, but it's also a revenge tour because, like I said earlier in the podcast, that dude's going to get it sooner or later.
Revenge of the Dreamers, J. Cole.
Great. Anthony?
Well, Basement Boys on top. This is just a start.
Indeed, Basement Boys on top.
Basement Boys on top.
Sir
Well,
Isaac, anything to shout out?
the champ.
Thanks to the team for everything for the last fight, I guess. Shout out Killer King Kickboxing,
Yeah,
Basement Boys on top.
Yes, sir.
Killer.
Shout out Killer King Kickboxing.
we
Also-
need Saturday. I'd love to do another episode, and I can try to shoot for a guest.
Yeah, we
A special
we
guest.
can, honestly, like I said, we can
plan this out.
We can plan this out, and we'll get some more podcasts in for
Oh,
everybody.
by far.
Yeah, this is
But-
great.
All right, I'm going to wrap this up by saying,
Peace out.
everybody,
Peace out.
hope you enjoyed this episode. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. Shout out Basement Boys MMA on Instagram. Obviously, One Portable Podcast is on Instagram.
Yep.
YouTube, if
Yep.
you're listening to this on
Anthony
Spotify.
Like, subscribe.
Yeah, like.
Share.
Swoop.
See you next time.